Sup YouTube? On today's video I want to answer the question, why did Kamala Harris lose the election? Well, to me it just comes down to two things, high cost of living and the migrant crisis. Americans looked at their lives under Donald Trump and they looked at their lives under Joe Biden, who Kamala Harris was just seen as an extension of, and they decided that their lives were better under Donald Trump, so they went back to Donald Trump. That's it. Now, to be fair, although I'm not a big fan of the Democrat Party, I do think it's a little unfair to both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, because Joe Biden was a president after the pandemic, and I think that a lot of the economic problems that you saw during the Biden administration happened as a fallout from the pandemic, and those things weren't really his fault. But he happens to be the guy who's in power right now, so he gets the blame for it. It's not fair, it's not just, it's not correct, but it's human nature. That's just the way it is. When it comes to Kamala Harris, she is the vice president of the administration that took over right after the pandemic. So because she's so closely attached to that administration, she got the blame for it as well. And to be fair to her, she was only given 6 months to run. And I don't think even a much more skilled politician like, let's say, Gavin Newsom or Josh Shapiro would have done any better. So I think in a lot of ways Kamala Harris was set up to lose. Now, I've been seeing a lot of Democrats say that the reason that Kamala Harris lost was because of discrimination against her sex and her race, which is completely preposterous, because this would not explain why is it that the Democrats also lost the House and the Senate. Americans could have voted for Trump as president and they could have voted down the ballot for a Democrat, but they didn't. They voted Republican for the White House, the House, and the Senate. This election was not just a referendum on Kamala Harris, this was a referendum on the Democrat Party itself. And I think that this is why Democrats come up with the excuse of discrimination, because they don't want to face the fact that this modern day version of the Democrat Party has become so aloof and so abhorrent to many Americans that they don't want to have anything to do with it. And rather than face that reality, Democrats just want to use some sort of excuse that the fault isn't with them, the fault is with the electorate itself, which to me is a completely stupid way of looking at this election. I mean, you can look at the election in two different ways. You can think about it. If you're a Democrat, you can say, well, we lost either because of external reasons or internal reasons. If you choose the route of saying we lost because of internal reasons, you have to ask yourself, what is it about our party that Americans rejected so soundly, and what can we do to change to make ourselves more appealing to the average American? But if you take the route of saying that it's because of external reasons, it's because Americans are so bigoted, then the Democrats are going to reach to the conclusion that they should never run a woman for office ever again, because America is so sexist that if they ever ran any woman, they won't vote for them, so only run white dudes. My recommendation to Democrats is this: you can't expect to call people sexist, racist, and homophobic and all of these type of things and expect them to support you. You cannot insult people into voting for you. But as someone who despises the Democrat Party, I hope that this is the line of attack that they continue to take for the next 4 years. Because if they do, this will guarantee a solid beating come 2026 during the midterms, and another beating in 2028 during the next general election. So I hope the Democrats continue to call Americans sexist and racist and homophobes, and continue to insult Americans for not voting the way that they wanted them to, because this would guarantee a sure victory for the Republican Party, and I'm looking forward to seeing President J.D. Vance. So those are my thoughts, and talk to you guys next time. Peace!